Breaking news, Justin Baldoni absolutely plans to sue Blake Lively soon after she accused him of sexual harassment. Justin Baldoni absolutely plans to sue Blake Lively back amid their spiraling legal battle, his attorney announced this Thursday. She first sued on December 20th, accusing Baldoni of sexually harassing her and fostering a toxic work environment on the set of their film It Ends With Us, in which he both directed her and acted with her. He has staunchly denied the allegations. In the first complaint, she also claimed Baldoni worked to tarnish her reputation with a team including his publicist Jennifer Abel and crisis PR Melissa Nathan, who previously worked with Johnny Depp. Abel has denied waging a smear campaign. Lively, 37, then launched more formal complaint on New Year's Eve, doubling down on her accusations. She filed her first complaint with the California Civil Rights Commission, but is now suing Baldoni, 40, in federal court in New York. Her December 31st filing came on the same day Baldoni initiated a $250 million libel action against the New York Times for its bombshell report on Lively's first complaint. Now Baldoni's lawyer Bryan Freedman has declared the actor intends to sue Lively herself, telling NBC, "We plan to release every single text messages between the two of them. We want the truth to be out there. We want the documents to be out there. We want people to make their determination based on receipts." A source with knowledge of the case claimed that Baldoni's lawsuit against Lively will be launched soon, according to People. Lively's lawsuits include screen grabs of text messages by Baldoni, Abel and Nathan, supposedly showing a PR takedown of the actress being planned. Freedman has previously slammed the leaked personal text exchanges for lacking critical context, and now he has said on television that he and his client mean to publish all texts between Lively and Baldoni. One example is a purported screen grab of a conversation between Lively and Baldoni, in which she apparently informs him she is pumping breast milk in her trailer and then invites him there to work with her. Lively allegedly texts Baldoni, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines," and he replies, copy adding, "Eating with crew and we'll head that way." Freedman argues that those texts disprove Lively's claim that Baldoni would enter her trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including while she was breastfeeding. Lively's latest lawsuit, launched on New Year's Eve, targets Baldoni, Abel and Nathan as defendants, as well as Baldoni's production company Wayfarer Studios. In her second legal action, Lively is demanding both punitive and compensatory damages and a jury trial, accusing the defendants of causing her mental pain and anguish, as well as severe and serious emotional distress and lost wages. Lively's attorneys gave a statement to dailymail.com alleging their client has been subject to further retaliation and attacks since she made the decision to speak out about her allegations against Baldoni. Dailymail.com has reached out to Nathan, Abel and Wayfarer Studios, as well as representatives for Baldoni for comment. In her new lawsuit, Lively demands both punitive damages as well as a money judgment representing compensatory damages, lost wages, earning, and all other sums of money, plus interest on the above in an amount to be proven at trial. She also wants an award of money judgment for mental pain and anguish and severe and serious emotional distress, in an amount to be proven at trial. Her lawyers provided a statement to dailymail.com Tuesday saying, "Earlier today, Ms. Lively filed a federal complaint against Wayfarer Studios and others in the Southern District of New York. Ms. Lively previously sent her California Civil Rights Department complaint in response to the retaliatory campaign Wayfarer launched against her for reporting sexual harassment and workplace safety concerns. Unfortunately, Ms. Lively's decision to speak out has resulted in further retaliation and attacks." Lively's attorneys continued, "As alleged in Ms. Lively's federal complaint, Wayfarer and its associates have violated federal and California state law by retaliating against her for reporting sexual harassment and workplace safety concerns. Now, the defendants will answer for their conduct in federal court," they added. Ms. Lively has brought this litigation in New York, where much of the relevant activities described in the complaint took place, but we reserve the right to pursue further action in other venues and jurisdictions as appropriate under the law. On New Year's Eve, the day Lively filed her second lawsuit against Baldoni, he initiated a $250 million libel action against the New York Times, which broke the news of Lively's first complaint earlier in December. In a statement, the New York Times stood by its reporting and denied the allegations. It said it plans to vigorously defend against the lawsuit. Since news of Lively's first lawsuit broke, Baldoni's career has imploded, as he was dropped by his agency William Morris Endeavor. Liz Plank, one of the co-hosts of Baldoni's Man Enough podcast that billed itself as a space for positive masculinity, announced she was quitting the show. Lively, who is married to Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds and who is close friends with pop superstar Taylor Swift, has seen former colleagues rally around her. Her It Ends With Us co-stars Brandon Sklenar and Jenny Slate have spoken out to support her, as has Colleen Hoover, author of the novel on which the film is based. Lively's first lawsuit contained a raft of accusations against Baldoni, whom she says showed her nude images and videos of other women, improvised physical intimacy during a scene without prior discussion, entered her trailer while she was nude and allowed his friends to watch her filming sex scenes. In legal documents from the first complaint, Lively's team claimed an all-hands meeting was held on January 4th of this year, purportedly to address the hostile work environment that had nearly derailed production of the film. The meeting is said to have included both Baldoni and Jamie Heath, the CEO of Wayfarer Studios and a producer on It Ends With Us. Attendees allegedly discussed supposed inappropriate conduct by Baldoni and Heath, and at the end of the meeting, all parties present agreed that the outlined conduct would cease, per Lively's first lawsuit. Her account of the January 4th meeting runs strikingly counter to the version presented by Baldoni in his libel lawsuit against the New York Times. In Baldoni's version of events, Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds are accused of bullying him during a fraught confrontation at the couple's New York penthouse. Married for over a decade, Reynolds and Lively have emerged as one of Hollywood's foremost power couples and share 4 children. Baldoni claims Reynolds berated him at the January 4th meeting and aggressively accused him of a litany of affronts against Lively, such as fat-shaming her. In his lawsuit, Baldoni says he was invited to the couple's penthouse on the evening of January 4th along with a Sony representative and other It Ends With Us producers. They arrived eager to discuss plans for the next day's filming, prepared with their production materials. Instead, they were blindsided by Lively and Reynolds, who presented a list of grievances that were both unanticipated and troubling, Baldoni's legal filing claims. Reynolds launched into a tirade, berating Baldoni in what Baldoni later described as a traumatic encounter, stating he had never been spoken to like that in his life. Reynolds, a major Hollywood A-lister who starred in last summer's box office juggernaut Deadpool and Wolverine, demanded that Baldoni apologize to Lively for actions that were mischaracterized and demonstrably false, per Baldoni's lawsuit. When Baldoni resisted apologizing for what he had not done, Reynolds became further enraged. Everyone, including the producer Lively, had asked production to engage, and a representative of Sony that was in attendance left that meeting in shock. The producer offered that in his 40-year career he had never seen anyone speak to someone like that. Baldoni alleges that Lively and Reynolds then used their power and influence against him in an attempt at destroying Baldoni's career and personal life. In the run-up to the movie's August 9th release, rumors began swirling of a rift between Lively and Baldoni, and Lively now claims that around this time, Nathan and Abel worked for Baldoni on a targeted strategy to vilify her. Lively repeatedly went viral last summer as social media users slammed her mean girl behavior in interviews, a trend she now insists was the result of an astroturfing campaign waged by Baldoni's PR team. Lively's first complaint included purported screen grabs of text messages, many of them between Nathan and Abel, allegedly showing the PR takedown being planned. One exchange, obtained by subpoena, showed Abel allegedly saying that Baldoni wants to feel like she Lively can be buried. Nathan supposedly replied, "Of course. But you know when we send over documents we can't send over the work we will or could do, because that could get us in a lot of trouble," adding, "We can't write we will destroy her." She allegedly also texted Abel, "Imagine if a document saying all the things that he wants ends up in the wrong hands. You know we can bury anyone, but I can't write that to him. I will be very tough." In Lively's first suit, she also submitted an alleged text that Baldoni purportedly sent Abel, a screenshot of an X thread about bullying allegations against Hailey Bieber, along with the message, "This is what we would need." There is no suggestion that Bieber was in any way involved or associated with the alleged smear campaign against Lively. In her new lawsuit filed New Year's Eve, Lively doubles down on her claims about the all-hands meeting and the subsequent alleged smear campaign. Along with her claims of sexual harassment, Lively's first complaint accused Baldoni of other behaviors that were shocking and emotionally distressing. One example was her allegation that he insisted he could speak to the dead and had communicated with her late father, Ernie Lively. It was off-putting and violative for Ms. Baldoni to claim a personal relationship with her recently deceased father, that lawsuit stated. Ernie Lively, an actor and acting coach, died of cardiac complications aged 74 in June 2021, less than 2 years before principal photography began on It Ends With Us. Baldoni's lawyer Bryan Freedman responded to Lively's first lawsuit by calling her claims false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious with an intent to publicly hurt. He argued that Lively's suit was a gambit to fix her negative reputation after rumors spread that she had been difficult to work with during the making of the film. This included her allegedly threatening to not show up to set and threatening to not promote the film, ultimately leading to its demise during release, Freedman asserted.